Hello friends, welcome to GIS Simplified. Enterprise GIS portal, we all know. More than 25 users and organizations are using Enterprise GIS portal and getting benefits out of it. I am getting number of feedbacks for enhancements, improvements and addition of functionality for Enterprise GIS portal. One of the most frequently asked functionality was user and authorization management. So I have added that functionality into the Enterprise GIS portal. Let us see how it works. So here there is a login page of Enterprise GIS portal. Right now this Enterprise GIS portal is having only one user, that is admin. There are no any other users. Let me log in the application with the admin user. So admin user is admin01 and there is a default password. So when I log in, I get this kind of interface. So this is for a user management where I can either create user, modify, delete user, or even I can reset the password for a particular user. So I'm going to create the first user. So I'm selecting create user. I can give any user ID. It has to be 6 characters. That is how I have defined. It can be configured as per your requirement. So user ID, I would say user01 is the user ID. I can give some username, user A. Now here magic happens, like I can select which layer I want to allow this user to see. So I can select, like I want to allow all the base layers. From this drop down I can select whether I want to allow only district boundary or state boundary. For now what I'm doing is I'm allowing all the layers. So all base layers, admin layers and land based layers I am allowing. Similarly for applications I have view, query and edit, and again each and every group has different functionalities. You can see view has lot of functionalities. Similarly query and edit has functionality, but for now I am giving all the functionalities. So you can see I am going to create a user one with all the layers and all the functionalities. I am pressing the add button. So user has been created successfully. Now let us see how it works. So I will go back and this is the same interface wherein user will log in. So user01 and password is default. Now I'm logging in. So you can see user 1 has logged in. User 1 is getting all the layers, land based layer, admin layer, base layers and all the functionalities. These are view functionalities, these are query functionalities, attribute and spatial queries, and these are editing functionalities. So you can see user is getting all the functionalities. I will very briefly show you. You all know how editing and other things work, but I just want to show you like how it is getting all the functionalities. So I have zoomed in at a particular location. My zoom scale is less than 1000. Now I can go to the settings and select the building layer for my editing functionality. Now when I click this start editing, user has got all the editing functions. So user is getting add feature, modify feature, delete feature, and even modify attribute feature. So user is having all the functionalities and all the layers. This is user 1. Now what I am doing is I am just logging out. Now I can log in with the admin user and modify the access authorities of the same user. Alternatively, I can create other user with limited functionality. Let me create another user. So I am creating user02 and I'll call it user B. And here I will give only base layers, admin layer and land based layer. For layer I am giving all the layers, but for functionality I'll give view and query. But for editing I don't want to give all the editing functionality. So user will be able to do start editing, and then user should be only able to modify the feature and attributes, but I don't want to give add or delete feature. So this is how I can select each and every individual application. So I am creating a user 2 with limited editing functionality. I will click add. So it is saying user has been created successfully. Now let us log in with this user 2. Let me go back. Let me log in with user02, and now let us see how it works. Visually it has got all the functionality, layers and all the buttons, even start editing, but magic will happen when we log in, when we zoom in and then start editing. So let me zoom in to a particular location. So I am zooming in. So my scale is less than 1000. That is how I have configured. I am going to set the layer building for editing. Now when I click start editing, you can see it has got only modify feature and modify attribute. It is not having add feature or delete feature. So I'm able to control the functionality of the user. Now let us do some editing, little bit of editing. So I'm clicking modify feature. I'll select this feature. I can modify the attributes over here. So from residential I will change it to commercial. So I'm changing the attribute, as well as I can modify the shape. Let us make it like this. Now I will save this feature. So record has been updated successfully. Now I'm doing stop editing. Now when I zoom in and zoom out, you can see the new tiles are appearing and the feature has been modified. Now even if I click identify button feature info, and when I click on that, you can see that it is getting all the information. So you can see it is home one and it is commercial. So that is how it is working. I'll come out of identify feature info functionality. So this is how it works. So we have controlled the editing functionality. So let me just log out from this user too. Now let us go back to admin. Now when we go to the admin, it is saying wrong password admn01. Let us see. Now we have created feature users. Now we can modify user also. So when I click modify user, I will start getting drop down for the user. So I can select the user which I want to modify. Say I am selecting user 2. So I'll be getting all the layers and applications which have been configured for this user 2. So you can see over here editing, it is having limited functionality. Now I can change, I can give all the editing rights, or I can remove query functionality. From view I can remove some of the functionality. Say if I remove, say, download map functionality, so I can configure the user as per my requirements. I have removed query and download map. And now, so query means attribute query and spatial query will not be available. User will have all the editing rights and user will not have download map functionality. Now I click modify feature, user has been modified. I can go back and you log in with the user 02. So I can log in with that user 02. Now you can see attribute query, spatial query, download map buttons are not available. And now I can do the editing with all the editing functionalities. Let us zoom to a particular location. I have configured the application in such a way that if the scale is less than 1000, then only editing functionality will be available. So now when I click start editing, you can see it has got add feature, modify, delete and modify attribute. So all the functionalities. So what I was demonstrating, you can create user with predefined set of functionality. You can modify the existing user. Even we can delete the user and we can reset the password. So let me log in with the admin account. So I'm logging in. Now here I can delete the user. Now I'll get the drop down again, user 2. We will see what all has been assigned to user 2. Now I can simply delete the user and user has been deleted. It is disappeared from this drop down as well. We can delete all the users that has been created. Now even I can reset the password. So if I select the user 1, these are the functionality. I can just click on reset the password. Password resetted successfully. So all these functionalities are available. Now user 1 can log in and do the functionality as per the authorization. User 1 can even change their own password. So where at the time of login, if the user 1 clicks here, change password, here they can provide details. User 01, existing password, like any standard practice, new password. So I'm changing the password and now I click change password. So user can change the password as per the requirement. So this is how user management functionality has been defined. This is a very user friendly and everything is available in the same single portal. So user is not required to switch between one application to other for user management. I hope you are finding it useful. Let me know if you want to deploy Enterprise GIS portal for your organization or for your project. Have a great day. Thank you.